Carl and Brendan here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for sure. And it's reaction battle time as Brendan is choosing something from me to experience. A band I actually have heard of. Beyond that, I don't know.
A band beyond an EP released this year I hadn't heard of.
Okay.
The EP, which was called Nebula, which is just 3 tracks. 2 new tracks. One in particular, well, they're both brilliant. One I absolutely adore. And then this track, which is the Redux bit, is the kind of redone part of the song called Hubris, which comes from a previous album called Agenda Endure, which came out in 2020. This is a version, an alternative version of that. As a band, I am convinced, will adore this band. However, This song is the challenge because I guess the easiest genre to lump them in would be atmospheric black metal.
Right.
Maybe a little bit black gaze. But this song is not that. And this song blew my fucking mind when I listened to the EP. I listened to track 1, I was like, that's pretty good. Track 2, I'll just stay on this now for a year. And I was like, well, I better listen to track 3. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like that throughout the whole thing. And then I played it again a couple of times. And over the space of a couple of times, I was like, I love this. The bit that is risky about it is I don't know if I love it because of the context of what comes before it.
Right.
And actually, if you don't know this band, you don't know the song Hubris, and therefore listening to this as a song on its own is the risk element. So, I mean, I won't say much about the song, but essentially it's different.
It's nearly 8 minutes. That's different already. Okay, let's do this then in 3, 2, 1, go. Keys. Ugh. Spider. It's a nice melody. I like seeing the inner workings of pianos. That's cool. Oh, what happened there? Don't know how to react.
Just enjoy the majesty.
Yeah, I mean, I almost want to be talking, but like, normally you're like, oh yeah, that bit, or you're nodding your head, or you're head banging, or whatever, and it's like, that's not this at all.
It's just one member of the band, the singer. The person on piano is a guest.
Okay.
like there's code in the video.
It's an interesting video. Showing off now, man.
Mesmerizing watching him play piano.
Yeah. This is still like 50 seconds left. It's clearly done. Like,
I've just got black gaze elements. I think the end of it's going to just be stuff probably about buying the EP or
like a, well, I guess more like a trailer. Shine, vocal shine, piano.
Drift.
Drift IT. Camera, shine and atmosphere. Sound of movie, Haze Miasma. Mix and master, Grotesque Studios. I like that word, grotesque. Yeah, I think that might be it. Yep, Supreme Chaos Records. Okay, so I want you to kind of explain. I know this is a battle, so like, but go. You kind of touched upon the start, but just reiterate. What is it that you like about this?
It's lovely.
Okay.
I mean, I do right. I knew this was going to be a risk, right? Because like the first time I listened to this, I had problems with it. There were things I didn't like about it, right? And one of them was that it's quite long and the ending is drawn out. And I know it is, but I kind of accept it for what it is, because what it is an exact cover of their original song, which is a pure in-your-face atmospheric black gaze song.
Yep.
And just because they're doing a piano version of it, you know, the differences of like the faded out distorted guitars,
yep,
compared to playing piano melody, and that I think I struggled with until I listened back to the original, which then helped. I also struggled the first time. I know I'm meant to be persuading you to like this, but I also struggled the first time I listened to it because I didn't really think I liked his vocals at the beginning. The darker, deeper, the imposing.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure I was on board with them. And then but what I loved was the whole thing. As a song, the whole thing. Now, the risky part that I really thought with this was like what I said at the beginning, which is that if you play this EP, right? I'm never going to remember all the stuff that they said, right? But there's 4 members in the band, and 2 of those people, one is Shine, one is Atmosphere. And they have names that represent these kind of core kind of, I don't know, they're not quite elements, but these things, like earth-based things. And Agenda Endure was their last album. And this album, the first 2 songs in particular, but also partially this song, are purposely released on this EP to transition the band through to their next stage, which is their next album coming out. I don't know if it's later this year or beginning of next year. So it's different to the Agenda Endure album because it's meant to transition you through. And when you listen to the EP as an entity, as a whole thing, it really kind of makes sense. Even this version of it, this sort of change. If I only had this song, would I love this song? I'd like it because it's very, very nice. He's a very good singer. He's got great vocals. The layer of the vocals to give that kind of backing effect, you know, of himself backing himself, works really, really well. The piano's really nice, but I don't know if I'd love it if I hadn't listened to the whole thing. However, I know that you are probably a little bit more open with liking piano, folks, that sort of stuff. And that's why I thought it was worth it as a risk to kind of give it a chance.
Yes, that you keep coming back to the word risk. I mean, ultimately, what you've described is ultimately going to be the reason why I can't say I really like this at all, to be honest, because clearly it is part of a bigger picture, and that bigger picture, I think, needs to be heard to fully understand the point of this track. I think that was what I kept thinking all the way through it. Putting it bluntly, I thought it was boring. Most of it was very, very boring, and it's annoying because all the elements I like. I am a big, you're right, I am a big piano fan. It's one of my favorite musical instruments, but not when it's the only musical instrument I'm hearing, although there's an incredible level of talent, and I'm watching those fingers work over the keys, and I'm jealous because it's always an instrument I wish I could know how to play or have the patience and time to learn to play, and to see them just do it so flawlessly, moving our hands like it's like, fuck off, you prick. Stop showing off. Do you know what I mean?
That's not fair. Don't do that.
Like, I'm looking at that, and I've got a keyboard here that I'm trying to learn, and I had to stick all the stickers on them to tell me what the keys were. And I'm like, you don't even have stickers, you prick. You're cheating, you know? So like, and there's incredible stuff going on vocally as well. It isn't like, I didn't mind the sort of deeper vocal and all that. I thought it was going to stay that way throughout, and I don't think it would have been a problem, but he has got a lot of range. You said yourself, backing himself over himself is an interesting thing, because there was a point where I was like, oh, okay, we've got several voices at once. And then you quickly realize it's not really the case. But that is nearly 8 minutes. If that had been half that, there was a point where I thought, oh, there's a good ending. And like, I know, and here's the thing, I know why it's not. What you said, I mean, you've explained, it's a redux, it can't be. So ultimately that's not, but I have to judge it on the specific alone track. And simply put, I was bored 4 minutes in. Yeah. So now, man, this is not happening for me. This is not a winner. As nice as it is, you're right, it is a nice track. It's got everything I should like. I actually really liked, weirdly enough, I think the best part comes near the end as it leads to that long outro, where the piano tone gets a little bit darker, almost a little bassier, a little boom, when they're doing the crossover hand things, because they're hitting that key. And the far left, whatever it is, D, you know, E or whatever. Yeah. No, that's high, isn't it? So it'll be lower. Yeah, like that. But like I said, that the problem with that is that's there, and then we just go through nearly a 2 minute, like, all you're doing is slowing down, Like, it's like, do you know what it's like? It's like Doom slowing down, but on a piano. And I love Doom, but that did not work. Yeah, like Doom, but not good. Yeah, it's an interesting release, and definitely one I think is like, it's for the fans. It's for people that love this, love what they do, and wanted to hear something a little bit unusual, a little bit different. It probably is quite controversial in the sense that if you love this band, you might have heard has been like, nah, it's not for me. I want to hear the black gay stuff. I want to hear the atmospheric metal side of things. I mean, it's been out since January 28th, so it's been out for 5-6 days, no more than that. About a week, and it's at this official video is at 481 views, so it's not exactly setting the world alight, but that's not a reflection on the music, because you have to actually press play to hear it.
And they're not a big band. These aren't like fucking 10 album back catalogue massive superstars or anything like that. You know, this is a band trying to make their way, you know, while cars shooting them down. No, I'm joking. It's all right, because I can see what's happening. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with losing this one, because as you were talking about it, then you started doing the things that I did. Remember, I said the first time I listened to it, I wasn't sure about it. And then I started going, oh, but I quite like that darker tone at the end of that. And then I went, oh, I'll give it another listen to. And 3 or 4 listens to now, I'd say I probably listen to it 3 times a day at the moment.
Wow.
But I always listen to it in a row, with track 2, then this one. Now they don't go together, but I don't know if that makes a difference for me.
I'll have to check out this EP.
I might have to bring track 2 into the fucking battle, man.
Yeah, maybe, or I'll have to give the whole EP a go then. If it's that short, it shouldn't be too much for me to digest, and I always have a drive to do, so that'll always give me a bit of a clue. But yeah, I mean, it's rare, because to be honest, losses are actually quite rare in this series we do, but it is what it is. What do you think? Do you agree with Brendan? Is this a 3 times a day track for you? Or you like me and you just find it a little bit, well, not even a little bit, quite a bit boring? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?